industry for just over 10 years. I've never really taken that step back to think about how I operate as a manager, how I work with other people, how I communicate. So it was kind of really good timing for me to kind of take that step back and think about how I do things and how that affects the people I work with. In my personal life, I like to think that I'm quite a reflective person. I'm someone who likes to listen to other people, and it was almost like I put on a bit of a mask whenever I came into work, whereas actually I knew that I could use some of my own life skills into the business, into the office, how that had helped me communicate with things and also learn a little bit more about the business world at large. So yeah, it was kind of a combination of my manager recommending it, my manager having been to Cranfield previously and having a very good experience, and it also working in kind of my own personal development and the timing being perfect really. As a fairly young manager, as someone who's still fairly junior in the business, I wasn't sure whether I'd fit necessarily on the course, whether I'd be dealing with other much more experienced people. But I actually found on the contrary, there were people in very similar situations to myself, with similar experiences to myself. I went in with an awful lot of expectations around where I could improve. Some of those came to be true, but there were also a huge amount of things which I'd never really considered as a manager. It really made me take a step back and think about how I'd been quite closed off from how to be a great manager to how to work in different businesses and different industries. And it really kind of opened my eyes. It kind of took me out of myself a little bit and hopefully gave me a broader view in terms of how I can work with other people and hopefully make their lives easier as well. I think the programme has helped my career massively. When I came out of Cranfield, I felt like I had a grounding of knowledge, a good platform to build on in terms of how I deal with people, how I add value to the business, recognising that and also being critical of myself but in a constructive way. Cranfield gave me space to think about all of those different things and not just how the business is performing or my area of the business is performing, but how I myself contribute to that and add value. Felt like a bit of a journey personally, from the person who I was when I went into the course to who I was when I came out of it and kind of beyond. I definitely feel like it changed me quite significantly. So in my career now, I'm head of sport for Reach Plc Regionals. So I have a total of 121 sports journalists reporting under me. We are the biggest sports publisher in the country, recently overtaken the BBC and Sky Sports, which was a kind of personal aim of mine, which has been fantastic. But really, it kind of all does come back to Cranfield and a lot of the things that I learned on the course, a lot of the things that we've done and changed, the conversations we had, the planning and the strategising ahead of it. I relied on Cranfield a huge amount. I relied on the kind of things that we learn and the practices that we put into place a huge amount during that process of building this new team. And yeah, personally, I feel like I'm in a really good place to kick on and learn even more. I think what's next for me is really trying to broaden my own personal horizons within the business even further. Digital media and the industry we work in changes a lot, and I think I want to be proactive in those changes rather than reacting to things that go on around us, trying to build a sustainable business. Like I say, we've got responsibility for a lot of people and I want to make their place of work an exciting place to be, a comfortable place to be, and somewhere where people can challenge my way of thinking. And I think we've built a culture within the team that we're constantly pushing each other to try different things, to move beyond the norm of what people expect from us. And I think hopefully I try and harness a culture of doing that and just work with more interesting and talented people.